Hey guys, just thought we'd quickly show you this flywheel puller tool we have available for Aprilia, Piaggio and Vespa 50cc two-stroke scooters. So I'll just pop this one out of the packet and show you how it works. Alrighty, here we go. So I have the flywheel here, fortunately for the video, out of a Piaggio NRG, but this tool will work exactly the same on every single two-stroke Piaggio 50 or Aprilia 50 or Vespa. So essentially, if you can imagine this is on the scooter, you're going to have the right-hand side of your crankshaft coming through here. If it's a liquid-cooled scooter, it'll pretty much just look like this behind a cover. If it's an air-cooled scooter, there'll be a fan bolted to this, which you'll need to remove. Big white fan-forced fan for the cooling the engine. So once you've removed that, there'll be a little nut just inside here, a little 15mm nut. Pop that out. Once you've done that, you'll see on the inside of this here, so if I can get it in the camera, is a thread. So that is where this tool comes in. So the thread on here, you have to sort of line it up, as it is a relatively fine thread. It can be difficult to get right. So generally, if you back it on first, you'll feel the thread drop on. And there we go, in it goes. Alright, now if you imagine that the crank is still poking through that hole, so that's where the little bolt comes in. So you'll see it has a little push out in the center of it there. So that feeds in there. I believe this here is a 22mm. So if you can get 22mm spanner or just a shifter, put that around that, and then get a shifter or a rattle gut onto this. So essentially what this bolt is going to do, get it down there a little bit further so we can see it from the other side. So you'll see that bolt, if you can just see the end of it in there. So what that's essentially going to do, it's going to push on the crankshaft, and because this is screwed in here, it's essentially pulling flywheel puller. The name makes sense. It's pulling the flywheel off by pushing on the crankshaft. So because these are magnet, essentially a giant magnet with the stator on the inside there, and it's via the woodruff key, it's basically kind of stuck on there. So this will literally pop it off, and off you go. Basically, you'll remove this after, and when you go to put it back on, you'll just have to line the woodruff key up with that slot on the inside of it there carefully, being very careful that you don't lose it when you take this off. On that note, the woodruff key, but you line that up, and it will you should be able to mostly push it back on, and then when you put the little 15mm nut back on the inside there, it'll get it back on. So no tool required to put it back on. But yeah, certainly makes easy work of what can be a bit of a difficult job if you need to get to your stator, or if you're rebuilding your engine, the bottom end of your engine, and you need to replace the crank bearings or the crank seal. This needs to come off. So certainly makes that job a whole lot easier.